Good evening, sports fan or hockey fans for tonight's NHL. Today's NHL. It's 3 p.m. here in Utah. It's kind of the evening. Same thing, all the same. For today's NHL matchup, Utah finishes up their 3-game road trip in Ottawa, taking on the Senators. This is the second of the season series between them. First one going to Ottawa for nothing. So Utah's going to try and hopefully do any better than they did that game. However, that was October. This is January. They've been playing much better over these last few games. We'll see if they can do it. Lineups for tonight's game. Utah, Keller, Cooley, Schmaltz on the first line. Maselli, Hayton, Doan on the second. McBain, Bukestad, Krause on the third. O'Brien, Stenlin, Kerfoot on the fourth. Mata and Marino on the top D pairing for Utah. Cole Kesselring on the second. Valimaki, DeSimone on the third. And Vejmelka in net. Looking over at the Senators, Tkachuk, Stützle, Perron on the top line. Giroux, Norris, Batherson on the second. Gregg, Pinto, Amadio on the third. Highmore, Ostapchuk, and Gaudette on the fourth. Sanderson and Zub on the top D pairing for Ottawa. Shabbat and Hamnick on the second. Clevin and Montemapalo on the third. Marilainen in net for Ottawa today. Utah didn't do great against Winnipeg the other night, but hopefully they can put that game past them and beat a Ottawa team that has been playing better. Opening draw one back by Ottawa, trying to dump that one in right side, but takes a bounce off a stick and way up into the crowd. So play blown dead already. Guys, I was saying, Utah playing good over these last few games. The second Winnipeg game, I should specify, wasn't their best game, but they had great effort at points. Just seemed like, maybe playing on that back-to-back, they were a little tired. So maybe with a few days of rest, they can get that momentum back in their favor. Hopefully tighten up the defense and kind of, play a little better. Ottawa, at the same time, really looking to get 2 points tonight, as I believe, if I remember right from looking at the standings, they actually would move up into the third spot in the Atlantic with 2 points tonight. So tight race in the East, hoping to get those points tonight. Maybe this will be the time we finally drop the puck here, right side dot outside the Ottawa zone. This is the third attempt here. Finally, they drop it. This one launched in right side. Marino will get to it first in the left side corner, looking to clear, not able to. Ottawa fighting to keep this in. Utah regain control, though, and up and out of the zone they go. Mata with it. Chips this one in left side. McBain racing for it. Instead, will end up behind the Ottawa net, pushed out left side. Bad pass in the middle. Bukestad able to keep this one in. He throws it right corner for McBain. Gets this one up to Krause, and he rings this left side of the Ottawa zone. Nobody there. Ottawa not able to clear those. Marino tries to keep it in. Clevin able to just swing enough of it. Gets it to Norris, and he's able to clear this one out of the zone. Utah back in their own zone. Keller with it. Gives this one back in his own zone. Mata now with it. His own blue line. Long pass up to Keller. Moves up the left side. Tries to cut into the middle. Great pressure there by Gray to get a stick in the way and prevent Keller from doing anything with it. Ottawa chips this one in left side. It'll bounce to the left side corner. Vejmelka will get to it first, looking to push this one out. Instead, it hits an Ottawa skate. Both teams still fighting for control at that left side dot. Schmaltz able to get enough of it, and he's up out of the zone with it. Cooley chips this one up. He'll end up left or right side corner. Bounces over to Keller. Trying to find Schmaltz on the left side boards. He will. Looks to get that to Valimaki, but he's too far out of the zone at that point. Utah look to regroup in their own zone. 18:34 left in the first now. Hayton back in his own zone, or might have been DeSimone. Regardless, Utah just kind of circling their own zone with it. Bad pass, though, picked off by Ottawa. Pass into the slot, can't get anything there. Great pressure there from Utah. Hayton chips this one right side, trying to get this to Maselli. Racing for it, but Ottawa will regain control first. Bad pass by them. Hayton able to pick this one off. Tied up behind the Ottawa net, looking to clear this one right side. They'll move it back behind their own net, clearing it out left corner instead. Tkachuk at his own blue line rips this one over to Batherson. Tries to get this one going, but instead this one will be an offsides for Ottawa. 18 minutes left in the first, still tied at 0. Good pressure from Utah. It's always great to see them coming out early and kind of playing with that momentum, because if you can let the other team kind of get that building, it's way harder. It seems like Utah at times has had trouble getting that going, so getting that momentum early, it's great to see. Montemapalo chips this one in right side corner. Kesselring will get to it first in the left corner. Both teams sticking away at it, though. Not able to regain control. Stopchuk, he'll push this back down the left side point, throws it in front, looks for a couple rebounds there, but Ottawa can't do much with it. Instead, Vejmelka able to come up, and he'll make the save. O'Brien back in the lineup tonight for Utah. I will say, at the beginning of the season, it wasn't great seeing O'Brien in the lineup because it was a lot of, kind of just throwing hits and not being great offensively. Since his kind of departure, well, not departure from the team, being scratched from the team and having Carcone in his place, after coming back, I've really enjoyed his presence on the team. He plays that physical grit role that Utah doesn't have a lot of, especially with Carcone taking a dip this year in production. It's actually great to see him back in the lineup. It was a left side draw in the Utah zone. They're able to clear this one, but they won't gain, or they'll gain control over the line. Kerfoot with it, cutting in right side. Will dump this back to the right side point. Thrown at the net, takes a bounce and goes wide. Mata racing up from the line to push this to O'Brien behind the net. He'll ring this all the way back down to Marino at the right side point. Throws it in front again, hoping for a rebound. Instead, it bounces to Tkachuk. Tries to get a long pass up to Batherson, won't find it. Instead, will end up back behind the Utah net where Batherson will gain control. Back down the line. Zub takes a shot at the net. That one saved by Vejmelka, not able to hold that one down. Doesn't matter, though. Marino is able to get to it first. Chips this one up to O'Brien. It'll bounce out of the zone, and Ottawa gains it in their own end. Cutting up over the red line. Force to dump this one in right side as they go for a change. Cole pushes this one in his own zone. Utah back up the other way. Bukestad chips this one left side. Not able to do much as it was a 3-on-1 there. Sanderson pressure in the left side corner. Krause helping. He'll push this one to the right side or left side point. He'll try to at least. Here's Giroux back up the other way. Chips it over to Perron. It'll bounce back to Giroux as he gets it to Perron along the left side. Left side point now. Ottawa with it. Finds a Montempallo at the right side point. Looks to push this up the wall. Perron will grab it. Dancing along the right side boards. Looks for a centering feed there. Utah able to pick that one off and dump it to the Ottawa zone. 16-12 left in the first now. Montempallo back in his own zone with it. Shot sitting 3-1 Ottawa early. Clevin, great pressure there by Utah back in the Ottawa zone. Schmaltz the one to have that pressure there. Pinto tries to cut up into the Utah zone. Too much pressure from him, though, as he does it all alone, so Utah's able to pick him away. Melka back behind his own net with it, passes this one up. Schmaltz moving up the right side, looks for a pass to Keller. Instead, he'll take a bounce. Maryline will leave this one behind his own net. Looking to push this one out left side. He'll take a bounce in the middle, but Pinto will get to it first. Long pass through neutral ice, not held down by Ottawa. Utah's able to grab it in their own zone. Keller at neutral ice with it, tries to chip that one up right side. To Schmaltz will hit a body and bounce out instead. Gregg chipping this one up to Batherson, moving in left side, takes a shot, goes wide, doesn't bounce out of play. It'll stay in the zone. Zoo back to his own left side dot, looking to push this one up right side with speed. He'll find Batherson, but instead will end up behind the Utah net. Ottawa will regain control back down the left side point for Sanderson. Over to Zub, throws this one at the net, right into the glove of Vejmelka. He'll make the save. 15:05 left in the first. Shot sitting 5-1 in favor of Ottawa. Utah not doing great so far in this first few minutes here. Ottawa with a great deal of pressure, which it's great to see if you're Ottawa, just staying in that zone. Keep up that progression of the young core. That's what I'm looking for. Because definitely, if they're able to get those 2 points, moving up into the third spot in the Atlantic would be huge for Ottawa, so they're not going to let an opportunity slip by them. Right side draw in the Utah zone, one back by Utah. Marino over to Mata, looking to chip this one up their neutral ice. Cooley racing for it. Maryline will get to it first behind his own net. Ottawa looks to push this one out left side. They will on the second attempt. That hits a Utah body. Chipped into the Utah end. Mata will grab it first, looking to move this one up to Cooley. Not quite able to, as this one picked away by Ottawa. Stutzla, the one to grab this one. Pass up to Sanderson. He'll get this to Tkachuk, and he'll push this deep into the Utah zone. Mata will get to it first, right side corner. O'Brien trying to get a centering pass to Stenlin, won't find it. Instead, he'll take a bounce to the Utah zone. They will slow this one down as they go for a change. Here's Kerfoot up the left side. He'll ring this all the way around. Trying to get this one over to Stenlin. Instead, Clevin will provide just enough defense. Utah will keep it in the zone, though. Stenlin trying to do something along the right side boards. O'Brien with pressure, but Clevin keeping control. Great job by him. He'll chip this one. It'll bounce all the way back down to the Utah end. No icing. Valimaki will get to it first. He waits in front of his own net for the change. 13:50 left in the first now. Looking for a long pass up right side. It'll bounce to Marilainen first. He'll give this around to Hamonic, looking to push this out left side. He'll take a bounce. Perron able to swing this one down, but Utah regain control at their own blue line. Cole not able to hold the pass as quickly as he'd like. Doesn't matter as Kesselring's able to grab it in the left side corner. Ottawa doing a great job of shutting Utah down early here. See if they can get something going on this drive. Bukestad behind the Ottawa net with it. Looking for a centering feed, but that one picked away. McBain a shot. That one saved by Mariline. It'll bounce over to Giroux. Looking to clear, won't be able to. Kept in by Bukestad. Tries to find a centering feed over to Kessering. He'll grab it along the left side boards. Both teams still digging away at it now. It'll bounce back down to Kraus, situated at the left side point. Throws this one, will bounce wide. Cooley racing in to help. It doesn't matter as Perron's able to grab it and he'll chip this one out of the Ottawa end. Mata back in his own zone, trying to push this one up, instead pressured away by Amadio. He'll double back into his own zone as Utah tries again. He'll take a bounce. Gregg able to grab it, getting this one up to Pinto. He'll get it in the zone just for a second. Utah able to clear it out. Here's Cooley moving in left side corner. Pressured off the puck, though. It'll bounce back to neutral ice where Utah will grab it. Marino in his own zone. Back over to Mata. 12.5 left in the first. Shot sitting 5-2 in favor of Ottawa. Keller moving up the left side with speed, looking for a centering pass. Will take the shot instead. That one saved away. Amadio able to grab it. He'll try and clear this one out of the zone. Barely kept in by Marino. No other Utah player in the zone, though, so Ottawa back with control. Zub behind his own net, looking to push this one out left side. Cole racing in. He'll keep possession of it in the zone. Cole a shot from the left side point, right into the glove of Marilainen. He'll hold for the save. Ottawa, with all the pressure in the world over these over these first 8 minutes here, great job by them to really shut Utah down, which has been a problem Utah's faced over these first few minutes here. It's a common problem Utah's going to have to battle through this defense and hopefully tighten up their own. We'll see if they can do it. Listening to Utah Ottawa on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. 12:05 left in the first, still tied at 0, but Ottawa with a ton of offensive pressure so far in these first 8 minutes, definitely looking for the first goal here tonight. If Ottawa can get that first goal, looking for that third spot in the Atlantic, Utah hopefully not bringing over too much from that Winnipeg game. We'll see if they can get the offense going and stay in the zone, but that Ottawa defense really pinning them down so far. Left side draw, Ottawa's own one back by Utah. Cole will snap this one over to Kesselring, thrown at the net. This one goes wide. Cole racing up to keep it in. He'll dump it behind the Ottawa net. Instead, Stützle able to grab it in the left side corner. Trying to get this one over to Amadio. Not quite able to on the first attempt. Doesn't matter. Ottawa will clear it all the same. Quick pass over. Stützle moving in right side, trying to drag around Cole. He'll circle the net instead, ending up along the left side boards. Big shot from the right side. Takes a tip in front, but this one's saved away by Vejmelka. Bouncing over to Tkachuk. He's not able to grab it on the first attempt. Kesselring will instead. Moving up out of the zone, but pressured off the puck by Tkachuk. Great hit by him into the on Kesselring right into the benches there. Hamonic back in his own zone. He'll pass this one up to Stützle, left back for Batherson. Stützle goes for a change. Quick pass over to Highmore as he dumps this one in right side. Vejmelka will leave this one for Marino. Quick pass up over to Kerfoot, up out of his own zone. This one picked away by Highmore. He'll dump it right back into the Utah end. Oh, Stop Chuck racing for it. Marino will get to it first, but just barely. Mata trying to clear, not able to. A shot from the left side point bounces wide. O'Brien able to get a little tip up to Kerfoot, and up out of the Utah zone they go with it. O'Brien forced to dump this one in right side corner of the Ottawa end. Clevens will get to it first. He'll clear it back to neutralize. Valimaki will grab it, passing this one up to Stenlin, moving in the slot. Great pass over to Kerfoot. Can't do much with it, though. Montempallo, great pressure from him to push this one all the way into the right side corner. Both teams digging away at it. Stenlin able to regain control, forced to ring this around the boards to Valimaki instead. Centering feed to McBain, a shot this one saved away by Marilainen. Back to McBain in the slot, loses control of the puck, though. Valimaki will get this one back over. McBain centering feed to Krause. Shot goes wide, looking for a rebound. He'll take it, but it'll hit the side of the net instead. We'll end up back behind the Ottawa net. McBain, he'll give this one over to Krause. Centering feed to Valimaki. Left in the slot for DeSimone. A shot goes wide. McBain, he'll push this right side corner. Bukestad coming in to help. He'll grab it, trying to cut in front with it. Looks for a backhand. This one bounces wide of the net. Over to Clevens, and Ottawa finally able to clear this one up out of their own zone as they launch this to the Utah end. Clear it too well, though, as that one goes for an icing. 9:48 left in the first now, and all of one rush there. Utah now catching up in shots, 6-5 in favor of Ottawa now. This is the Utah team we should be seeing on offense, just throwing things at the net, fighting to keep that puck in the zone. It's great to see them kind of build their game and get going early. Now, hopefully, if they can take the early jump, that would be even better. But at this point, still tied at 0, so we'll take it. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone. This one won back by them and cleared all the way back down to the Utah end. Actually chips up out of the zone, so this one play blown dead. Or chips up out of play, not out of the zone. 9:43 left in the first, as now they decide that was enough time to break for a commercial. So Utah playing much better over these last few minutes. We'll see if they can keep this up or if Ottawa can regain the control they had over the first 8 minutes and build on that. Listening to Utah Ottawa on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. $9:43 left in the first, still tied at 0. Looking at the stats during the commercial there, it's been evident over the last few games that Utah just is not physical. Ottawa, on the other hand, proving they are already. 7-3, the hits in favor of Ottawa. If you want to chalk that up to just Tkachuk, then chalk it up to just Tkachuk, but the point still stands. Utah definitely going to need to be more physical on the puck today if they want to battle Ottawa for it in open ice. They're not good at that during most games. So hopefully with O'Brien back in the lineup, maybe it sparks something. The boys start throwing more hits. We'll see what happens. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone. Pinto, Schmaltz on the draw. So everybody switches sides. Eventually we'll get the puck dropped. Finally, puck drop, tied up at the dot just for a second. Schmaltz able to get a feed to Cooley in front. He'll take the shot, but that one saved away by Mariline and dumping right side. Kessering coming in to grab it. Barely not kept in the zone by Schmaltz there. Kessering coming up to get physical on the puck, but leaves his post instead. We'll take a bounce to the Ottawa zone. Zub able to grab it, getting this one up to Amadio, trying to chip it in right side. He will, but Kessering will get to it first in the right side corner. pressured by Gray, but Schmaltz able to come in and help him. Getting this one up to Cole, trying to find Cooley, but this one goes just wide. Ottawa back in their own zone with it now. We'll see if this is the rush they can get something going. Pinto trying to chip it in right side. So it'll take a bounce to Cole, and he'll regain control. Back over to Motto. Long pass up to Keller, just sitting outside the Ottawa zone. Finds Cooley, but can't do much with it. Batherson will grab it, will hold it back in his own zone. Dump back behind the Ottawa net, left for Zub. He'll give this one across. Didn't see who there on that one. Doesn't matter. Stutzel racing back up the other side, trying to get that one to Kachuk. Instead, tied up along the right side boards. Hayton will grab it, getting it up to Doan, to Maselli. Tied up along the left side boards there by Shabbat. Able to do great defensive play there, but Utah will grab it back in their own zone now. Utah holding it back behind their own net. Marino with it. 8:20 left in the first. Shots tied at 6. Ottawa with a good attempt at the Utah blue line to pick this one off. Instead, Maselli will move into the zone. He'll take a shot from right side. This one saved away by Marilainen. Ringing around, DeSimone will throw it in the front. Maselli looking for a couple rebounds. Kept out of the net, though. Hayton will regain control, pushing this back down to DeSimone. Pass just goes a little wide to Valimaki. Instead, Stutzel will grab it in the left side corner. Maselli with some pressure, but not able to get the puck off of him. Shabbat up to Batherson. He'll dump this one over to Stützle back in his own zone. Shabbat looking for a long pass out of the zone. Won't find it. Right back to Stützle in the left side corner. Ottawa's still trying to move it out of their zone, but bottom line, they have control, and Utah's not pressuring. They'll find the long pass into the Utah end, but can't do much with it. Utah back up the other way. Kerfoot a shot from the left side. Takes a bounce right to the left side dot. He'll regain control of it. Looking to throw this one in front, won't find it. O'Brien trying to pressure for it, not able to. Ottawa will clear all the same. Long pass through neutral ice. Here's Montempallo pushing this one behind the Utah net. Cole get to it first, getting it up to O'Brien, right side in his own zone. Chipped up, trying to find Stenlin. Goes a little too far. Clevens will grab it instead. Dumped in by Utah. Clevens will grab it right away. Montempallo with it now. Gets this one up to neutral ice. Ottawa still trying to get this one in the Utah zone for any extended period of time. We'll see if this is the rush they can do. It won't be able to, as Utah will grab it right back out. McBain looking for a cross-ice pass. Instead, he'll move it in himself. Pushing this one behind the Ottawa net. Krause fighting for it. Sanderson as well. Norris there. Bukestad the one to try and get this one in front. He'll take the bounce in front, right to Giroux, so Ottawa able to clear. All the way back down to the Utah zone. 6.5 left in the first now. Shot sitting 8-6 in favor of Utah. Looking to push this one through neutral ice. Keller will drop this for Krause, moving in right side with speed. Throws this one at the net, but goes wide. It'll bounce to the left side boards for Keller. Dropping this one back to Valimaki, back to Keller, moving up the left side. Takes a shot from an angle. And Marilainen will hold for the save there. Not sure anybody knew where that one ended up. Looked like that ended up right behind the blocker of Marilainen. So great save by him on that one. Utah definitely fighting back over these last few minutes. Utah looking better than they did over, definitely better than the Winnipeg game. I wouldn't say they were as great against, not as great as they looked against Winnipeg, but definitely better than the first few minutes tonight. Getting in the zone, throwing shots to the net, and digging for the puck, so all great things to see. Left side draw kept in by Valimaki at the right side point. Cooley circling the right side with it. Back down to DeSimone. Will take a shot, bounces up, and just wide. Utah will regain control. Back down to DeSimone on the left side point with it. Trying to move up to the slot and give it over to Schmaltz. Here's Cooley moving up the left side with it. Now forced to circle the net. It'll end up in the right side corner. Big hit there by Gregg on Cooley, and Ottawa is able to regain control. Shabbat cutting in through the middle. He'll dump this over to the right side to himself. Trying to get this one back to Hamnick. He'll take a shot. That one goes wide. Not sure if that was saved by Vemelka or tipped. Regardless, out of the net. Ottawa will regain control, neutralize. Shabbat will dump this one in, trying to find Amadio there. Krause able to pick that one away from him. Cooley getting this one up over to Maselli, but pass goes a little wide, and Ottawa able to regain control. Kachuk cutting in the right side, pressure away by Hayton. Motto will get this one up over to Cooley. Up over the Utah blue line, Hayton with it, into the Ottawa zone, left for Cooley. Pass in the middle to Maselli, takes the shot, and Marilainen able to hold for the save. 5:05 left in the first now as we head back to commercial. Utah definitely playing better over these last few minutes, fighting to keep this one in the zone. Ottawa answering back with that physicality, but still tied at 0. See if Utah can keep this up or if Ottawa is able to get into the Utah zone and really get something on net, strike them early. Listening to Utah Ottawa on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .505 left in the first, still tied at 0. Utah doing a much better job of getting shots in from along the boards and right in front, doing a much better job than they have over the last few games of not just relying on shots from the point because they can't get into the middle. Instead, actually fighting to get in front of the net, fighting for that net front presence, getting those shots in, testing Ottawa early. It's great to see. Same vein, Ottawa had a great offense in the first few minutes here, haven't been able to answer back yet. See if they can get this going over the next 5 minutes here. Left side draw, Ottawa zone. Hayden Kachuk on the draw, tied up at the dot, will be pushed along the left side boards, and nobody racing to grab it. Model will come in from the left side point instead. Stutzel looked like able to move this one back behind his own net, and Shabbat up the other way with it. Trying to find a pass to Stützle and neutralize, and it'll bounce in the Utah zone for Mata. Over to Marino with it. Moving up over the red line, he'll launch this one in right side, trying to find Hayden with it. Instead, Hamonic and him will fight for it. We'll take a bounce. Batherson able to grab it, and Ottawa, not Utah, move this one up out of their own zone. Check over the Utah line. He'll dump this one in right side. Ottawa fighting to keep it in. Instead, it'll bounce out into their own zone. Shabbat with it again. Ottawa looking to answer back quickly. Won't be able to. A pass to neutralize. Bounces into the Utah zone for Mata to grab. Mata slowing at the Ottawa blue line. He'll chip this one in left side. 4:10 left. That one, I believe, offside. This play blown dead. We'll see here. It should be. Yeah, just an offsides there on Utah. So it should be left side draw outside the Ottawa zone. 4:12 left in the first. Shot setting 12-7 in favor of Utah. It will be. Puck drop, tied up at the dot. Ottawa able to win this one back. Montempallo over to Clevens. He'll move this one up the left side boards, trying to chip it in. Not able to on the first attempt. Highmore will push it right back to Clevens. Second attempt, he will ring this one all the way around. Utah able to get to it first, pushing it back to the left side point. Kept in by Ottawa, though. A shot in front hits Kerfoot, and Utah's regained control. Dumped in left side. Will take a bounce over to the right side boards. Clevens able to push this one around, trying to get it to Ostapchuk. He will on the second attempt there. Long pass poked away by Kessling there through neutralized. Great job by him. That would have been a very easy pass for Ottawa otherwise. Montempallo back in his own zone. Will give this one up to Clevens, chipping this one in along the left side boards as he goes for chains. Perron racing for it. Can't do much with it. Utah in their own zone. Kerfoot, he'll dump this one back. Would have ended up on net there, but Vejmelka saw it, so it wouldn't have mattered. 3:15 left in the first now. Utah trying for a pass, instead this one picked away. Giroux, right side, tries to find a centering pass, tied up along the right side corner instead. DeSimone able to grab it, trying to get it up to Krause. Norris able to poke check this one away. Both teams fighting for it. Sanderson trying to keep this one in the zone, instead it'll take a bounce over his stick, and Utah regaining control on neutral ice. McBain cutting up the right side, forced behind the Ottawa net. He's got Krause. He'll find it right back to McBain, though. Circling the zone. Drop this one back to Kesselring. Looks for a shot. Will hit a body instead. Kept in by Kraus, though. Trying to find a centering feed to not McBain, to Bukestad. Instead, Ottawa able to kind of bounce this one up out of their own zone. Cole looking to move it up, not quite able to. Ottawa back up the other way. It's Greg with it. Pass across the left side to Amadio. Whiffs on the shot completely, though. It'll end up back behind the Utah net. Looking for a centering feed. They'll find it. Shots poked away by Vejmelka. Keller looking to regain control. Won't be able to. There'll be a penalty called. It will be on Ottawa. So Utah going to the power play for pretty much the rest of the period. It'll be a tripping call. Amadio taking a 2-minute tripping. Utah been playing very good on the road on the power play. So especially in Winnipeg the other night, this is where they got their goals early. Had those power play opportunities, and then they would tie it up. Took another power play, tied it up. So if Utah can take the lead off this power play, that'll be great to see. Also, at the same time, that Utah defense playing great on those last few rushes there, as Ottawa actually finally able to get it back into their into the Utah end. Not able to get too many shots on net, but great opportunities for them. Right side draw, Ottawa's zone. That penalty, Amadio, 2 minutes for tripping on Kesselring. Right side draw, one back by Ottawa, looking to smooth this one up and out of their own zone. They will, all the way to the Utah end. Vejmelka, he'll leave this one back for Kesselring. 2 minutes left in the first now, 1:45 in the power play. Cooley, he'll dump this one back to Schmaltz. Schmaltz will find Keller moving up the middle with it. Slowing at the left side point, trying to find Cooley up along the left side boards. Poke checked away by Ottawa just for a second. Dumped around the right side boards. Doan fighting for it. Sanderson able to grab it, looking to clear. And he will bounce all the way back down to the Utah end. Vejmelka will leave this one for Kesselring again. 1:35 now left in the first. Pinto with some light pressure, but nothing much. Here's Keller back up the other way with speed. Cutting in through the middle. He'll move to the right side point. Finds Kesselring right at the slot. Pass in front. Cooley now with it down at the left side point. Kesselring, he'll chip this one up along the left side boards. 1:15 now. 1 minute left in the power play. Ending up in the right side corner for Sanderson. Looking for a long pass up to Pinto. He'll find it moving in, trying to find the shorthanded opportunity. He'll throw it at the net. It looks like it hits the post, actually, and barely kept out for Ottawa. Here's Cooley racing back up the other way, trying to cut through all three Ottawa defenders back in the zone. He will, actually. Centering feed back there. Keller with it in the slot, has time, takes the shot, hits a body, and bounces up Maryline and able to hold for the save. 48.9 left in the first, 34 seconds left in the Utah power play. Kind of hoping on the replay here, show this shorthanded rush again by Ottawa. We'll see how close this one. Pinto just kind of waits at the line. Now that one does hit the pad of Vejmelka, but still close there. Great opportunity by Ottawa to kind of, battle back at least a little on this power play opportunity for Utah. Left side draw, Ottawa zone. Hayden Giroux on the draw, one back by Hayden. Maselli with it. He'll give this one over to Marino. Takes a shot. That one hits a body and bounces up into the netting. Great defensive play there. Believe it was either by Zub or Norris. Couldn't tell who, but regardless, great job to get in front of that shot. Guess we'll see on the replay here. Norris, the one to get in front of that shot, just lays his entire body into that one. Great job by him. Less than a minute now. 42.8, 28 left on the Utah power play. Right side draw this time. Bukestad kicked out of the dot, so it'll be Norris and somebody, because they didn't cut away from Norris. Finally, there we go. It'll be Hayden on the draw for Utah. Puck finally dropped, one back by Ottawa, looking to clear it out left side. Instead, it'll be kept in by Maselli. Looking for a cross-ice pass over to Marino. Norris doing a great job of poke checking that one away just for a second, though. Kraus able to re-grab it. Back down to Marino in the slot. 13 seconds in the power play, 26 in the period. Utah dancing to the right side with it, looking for a centering shot. They'll find it, but can't get that shot off. Marino, quick pass over, looking for a tip in front by Maselli. Won't find it. Ottawa able to clear off this power play opportunity. 10 seconds left. Utah looking for one, but instead it'll take a bounce. It'll take a bounce over Marino's stick. Madio racing for it. He'll get it into the Ottawa zone. Barely kept in by Norris there. 1 second, can't do much with it. They'll throw it at the net, but it goes wide. Great first period between both teams. Great pressure, great offense, just great all around. Ottawa with some amazing defense, both teams now getting into it at the end of the period there. We'll see if that boils over into the second. Regardless, just great play from both teams. Final shots at the end of the first sitting 13-9 in favor of Utah. But a lot of back and forth so far. Ottawa with the initial jump on the offense, and then Utah answering back, kind of switching who has, control. But it didn't really feel like one team was dominating too much in the first. A lot of balance between both. We'll see if that keeps up into the second and the rest of the game, or if one team kind of takes control and really gets that first goal and then just builds on it the rest of the evening. As it stands now, tied at 0. You're listening to Utah Ottawa on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll see you back in about 15 for the second. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second period. Both teams still looking to open the scoring, tied at 0. Stats before we head into the second. Shots sitting 13-9 in favor of Utah. Face-off sitting 8-6 in favor of Utah. Utah 0 for 1 on the power play so far, with the only one of the game. Hits sitting 13-4 in favor of Ottawa, and block shots 8-2 in favor of Ottawa as well. Both teams exchanged good offensive rushes there pretty much throughout the entire period. Utah had some good chances on the power play opportunity that they did have. However, at the end of the day, still tied at 0. This should be a great rest of the game if both teams keep up that offense that they had during the first. Let's see. Oh yeah. So hopefully, if one team does take control, hopefully, if it's Utah in their case, they don't fall apart, because that did happen last night or last day, whenever they played Winnipeg the second time, where they had that unlucky bounce go in and then they just fell apart for pretty much the rest of the second. Took them a while to get back into control. So far tonight, they've had the control, and when Ottawa's been pressing, they've been answering back. They haven't quite had the physicality Ottawa's had, but they've been answering back, getting the puck cleared out of their zone as quickly as possible, tightening up that blue line, which is great to see. They've had problems with that at times, so as long as they can keep that up during the rest of the game, this should be a tight match between both teams. Opening face-off, Giroux stumbling over the puck. Eventually, Ottawa wins that one back. That was odd. Utah able to pick up control and neutralize, finding Bukestad with it. It'll be poke checked away by Ottawa. Mata coming in, give this one back to Marino and launched up the right side to Hayton, bouncing all the way behind the Ottawa net. Cleven's able to get to it first, looking to clear this one out left side. Utah keep it in, throwing it at the net, but kept out by Ottawa. Marino pushing this one back into the Utah end for Motto. Long pass up the right side to Krause. He'll find Bukestad moving in the left side. Loses the puck entirely, though, so Ottawa back up the other way. Chipped in right side as they go for a change. Famelka will just slow this one behind his own net, or actually leaves this one for Mata. Fakes that he's going to stop it. Kesselring looking to push this one out right side. Be back over to Marino. He'll find Kesselring moving up out of his own zone with it. Pass up to Schmaltz, can't do much, or to Keller, can't do much with it. He'll find Schmaltz in the zone, but not before Ottawa will pick this one off. Sanderson looking to push it up the right side, and instead Utah will grab it. Moving in with it, will end up right side for Schmaltz to push this one around. Keller will grab it along the left side boards, looking for Schmaltz in front, won't find him. Instead, Ottawa will poke check this one all the way back down. Racing, good effort there by Ottawa. Didn't see from Pinto. Good effort from him to try and beat that icing, but ultimately not able to. 18:41 left in the second. Utah with the opening kind of big rush here. We'll see if Ottawa can answer back over these next few minutes. And that NFL game is pretty much over. Not that it wasn't before, but now it's definitely over. Right side draw, one back by Utah, tied up in the zone just for a second. Cooley trying to win it back in. He will, moving up the left side. Throws this one over the net. Marolainen, he'll hold for the save. 18:26 now left in the second. Shot setting 14-9 in favor of Utah. Utah doing a great job of just fighting to keep this one in the zone. They've done this great throughout the first period. Hopefully they can keep this up into the second, and preferably through more games to come. But seeing that physical effort, keeping the puck in, getting into the front of the net areas, getting those shots, it's all good to see, just if they can maintain it, because they've had this, they've had these strengths over the last few games, but hopefully keeping it up will be the main issue for them. Whenever we decide to cut away, there we go. Left side draw, Ottawa zone, tied up the jot just for a second. He'll bounce back to the left side point for Mata. Moving up in the slot, he'll take the shot right into the glove of Marolainen, and he'll hold for the save. 18:21 now left in the second. Bottom line for Utah here, as long as they can keep pressure in the Ottawa zone, that'll be beneficial for them. They've had struggles with that at times of just once they let the opponent get in their zone, they've really had big struggles of clearing it out. But over these last few games, they've found their momentum back. So keeping it in the opponent's zone, keeping those shots on net, if they can keep that up for the rest of tonight, Be crucial for him. Ottawa won't let him do it easy, so see what happens. Right side draw in the Ottawa zone. One back by Ottawa, looking to clear this one out left side as it rings the net. Looking for Kachuk. It'll take a bounce. Here's Maselli moving back up with it. Takes a shot. This one goes wide. Kept in by Hayden. He'll throw it at the net. That one goes wide entirely. Kachuk able to push this one out of the zone back to Kachuk, and he'll move it all the way out instead. Bouncing all the way back down to the Utah end. Too well, though, for the icing. 18:01 now left in the second. Instead of the fast-paced first, we're getting the slow-paced second now, which is about right. No game ever goes fast. Utah with some great pressure to fight for that puck in the zone and pick that one off, get it right back in, and keep that pressure on Ottawa. Great to see. Especially some of the other games I've seen. This is the Utah team that should be playing every night, not the one that only kind of fights for it and has trouble clearing and keeping it. This is the team that Utah can play, so it's good to see them. Right side draw thrown in front of the net. O'Brien with a chance, but goes wide or hits the post. Either one. Both teams are digging for it in front of the net. Ottawa able to come away with it. Stutzel will end up in the left side corner. Looking to clear it. It'll bounce in front to O'Brien. Another shot. This one saved by Marilainen. Have to see on the replay here if that one went wide, bounced off the back of the boards and ended up to him, or if O'Brien hits the post. Let's see here. Off the draw, one back, shot down from the point. It'll take a tip. Would have went in, but hits the skate of one of the Ottawa players in front and bounces wide instead. So Utah just inches away from getting their first of the game. And O'Brien as well, his first for that close to getting his first for the season. So would have been nice to see, but regardless, still tied at 0. Left side draw, Ottawa zone, one back by Ottawa. Montepallo able to push this one around. Clevens moving with it in his own zone, but pressured away by Kerfoot. He'll double back behind the net, force to clear this one around. O'Brien fighting to keep it in. Will be tied up at the left side or at the right side point. Eventually, he'll take a bounce out, and Ottawa back up the other way with it. Gaudette with it, looking for a centering feed to Montepallo. Won't find it. It just bounces wide. Marino able to get a short little pass up to Stenlin. He'll clear this up to Kerfoot, chipping this one in left side. Too much pressure. Ottawa will get to it first. 17:10 left in the second now. Clevens, he'll dump this one in left side. He'll take a bounce to the right side corner. For Cole, he'll get to it first. Kesselring looking to clear, and he will to neutralize, but Sanderson will push it right back in for the offsides, though, so can't do too much with it. 16:54 now left in the second. Ottawa still fighting to get that pressure back that they had during the kind of first 8 minutes or so of the first. Utah since then has been answering back in spades, just kind of matching Ottawa in all senses but the main physicality, although that could just be chalked up to Chuck regardless. Utah battling back evenly, so that's all that matters at this point. 16:54 left side draw outside the Utah zone. We'll see if they can drop this one successfully on the second attempt here. Puck drop, one back by Utah. Kesselring will push this one over to Cole, moving up the left side through neutral ice over the red line. He'll chip this one in. Krause racing for it. Sanderson will get to it first, pushing this one up and out of the zone. Ottawa up the other way now. Cutting in the middle, trying to get this one to Norris. Won't be able to. Picked off by Cole. Giroux fighting to keep this in as well. We got into Bukestad along the right side board. It'll take a bounce, and Utah will clear this one back down to the Ottawa blue line. Giroux looking to move this one up quickly. Instead, will be doubled back into the Ottawa zone for Sanderson, deep in his own zone. Chipping this one up to Perron. Krause fighting to keep this one in the Ottawa zone. Won't be able to, but they'll regain access in neutral ice. Kesselring moving up the left side. Too much pressure from him. He'll dump it around behind the Ottawa net. Sanderson will get to it first. Cooley pinning him up against the boards. Schmaltz coming in to help. Can't do much with it, though. Amadio looking to clear. He will get it up to Giroux, but Utah will pick it away in neutral ice. Dumped back in the zone. Zub will get to it first. Bad pass by him, though. Cooley will keep it in the zone. Trying to feed this one to Schmaltz. Instead, picked away by Ottawa. Sanderson, a long feed up to Gregg. However, off sides for Ottawa, so can't do much on that rush. 15:46 left in the second now. Shot sitting 17-9 in favor of Utah. And looking at the second specifically, 4-0 in favor of Utah. So Ottawa just trying. They've had good pressure in neutralized, just not able to get it into the Utah zone and sustain it, get those shots on net. However, even though Utah's had the pressure, not able to get anything in yet. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone with one back by Utah, not able to be kept in the zone on the first attempt there. They'll dig it right back in. Ottawa able to clear it. Sanderson, he'll dump this all the way. Trying to find a centering feed to Greg. He'll move in front with it. Shot goes wide as he's really too deep for a backhand there. Here's Doan with it. He'll find the feed over to Kraus. To Hayton trying to take the shot there. Instead, it'll bounce to the left side corner. Both teams digging for it. Will end up right side. Maselli trying to fight for it. Greg able to keep control. Poke checked away from him, though. Maselli looking for a centering feed. Nobody there. It'll bounce all the way to the left side boards. Madio and Doan fighting for it. Back down to the left side point. Over to Mata. Back to him. Throws this one at front. Takes a bounce and goes wide. Madio able to pick this one up in his own zone. Looking to chip it out. He will. Marino will grab it, though, at his own blue line. 14:50 left in the second now. Long pass over to Cooley. Moving in left side all alone. Trying to get this one to Marino. Instead, he'll take a bounce off the back of the net and out of the zone. Tkachuk, Kesselring fighting for it. Back behind the Utah net. Tkachuk will regain control. Might be a tripping call there. Unsure. Yes, it will be. Should be a tripping for, I'm not sure from who, but likely Kesselring on Tkachuk there. Yes, it will be. So Ottawa now with the power play opportunity. Kesselring taking a 2-minute tripping call against Tkachuk, just both fighting for it behind the net, and pretty much that's all you saw on the broadcast, so glad they didn't miss that one at the very minimum. About 14 to play in the second. We'll see if this is the big chance Ottawa's looking for to sustain this pressure in the Utah end. 14:32 left in the second. Right side draw, Utah zone. Face off, tied up at the double, one back by Ottawa. Sanderson in the slot with it. Pass across to Giroux, back to Sanderson. He'll move this right side. Pressured away by Kerfoot, though. He'll get it up out of the zone. He'll find Stenlin, chipping this one left side into the Ottawa zone. Won't do much with it, but it'll kill time off the power play. Ottawa back behind their own net. Pass up to Stützle. He'll dump this back to Sanderson. To Tkachuk up the left side. He'll move this in right side corner. Cole trying to fight for it. Utah looking to clear, won't be able to. Kept in by Batherson. Will take a bounce into the middle for Marino. He'll clear this one up and out. Kerfoot moving into the Ottawa zone with it. He'll just take the shot from the left side. Nothing there. Left for Stützle. Back in the Ottawa zone. He'll dump it back to Sanderson again. Right to him. Back now up to Tkachuk. Moving up into the left side corner. Bounce right side. Trying to get this one back to Stützle. We'll find him. Down to Tkachuk along the left side boards. In the slot for Sanderson. Circling with it, he'll end up in the right side point. Long pass across to Giroux. Slows at the left side boards, looking for anything. Bounce to him, it'll bounce out of the zone instead, so Ottawa will regroup here. 45 seconds left in the Ottawa power play now, 13:15. Cleared on the attempt there. Utah moving into the Ottawa zone. It's Cooley with it, all alone, 2-on-1. He's got Stenlin to help, but not looking to do anything but kill time. 30 seconds now in the Ottawa power play. Tkachuk cutting in. He'll slow down at the left side point, dumping this along the left side boards, but cleared right out by Utah. 20 seconds now. Ottawa back in their own zone. Kerfoot with pressure. Back for Perron. 10 seconds now in the Ottawa power play. We'll see if they can get one last rush here. Be tied up right outside the Utah zone. Left side. Pass across. Ottawa's in the zone. Norris a shot. This one goes wide, and Utah will kill off that power play. Kept in by Greg. Utah looking to clear. They will. Take a bounce up to Kesselring all the way back down. Not Kerfoot. Shabbat will be the one to grab it first. Cutting up over the red line. He'll chip this in right side for Ottawa. Takes a shot. This one saved by Vemilka. Not able to hold this one down initially. It'll bounce out behind the Utah net. Quick pass up to Bukestad, and we'll find Keller cutting up into the zone right side. Slowing along the right side boards, looks for a centering feed there. He'll take the shot, but won't be able to get that one on net. I believe Hayton the one, or Kraus the one, able to find that feed, and then goes wide. Back down to the point for DeSimone. He'll find Keller along the right side. Takes a shot in front. Bukestad looking for a rebound. Will bounce out of the zone instead. Bouncing up over the ice, actually, not out of the zone. So I wonder if they're looking for a delay of game penalty there. Won't matter. Yeah, actually, looks like they are taking that delay of game penalty. So Ottawa on the power play has some good opportunities, not able to capitalize on it. Utah goes right back to the power play afterwards. We'll see if this is the chance they need. Not able to be, or weren't able to do anything on that first one. We'll see if the second one is the one that actually starts the scoring today. Regardless, you're listening to Utah Ottawa on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back for this power play after the short commercial break. 11:44 left in the second. Utah back on the power play. Shabbat, 2 minutes for delay of game. Puck over the glass. You can tell on the replay here, he didn't really think that was delay of game, but regardless, we'll see if this is the chance Utah needs. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone, tied with the dot just for a second. Ottawa had control, but pushed along the right side boards. They'll clear it on the second attempt, though, all the way back down. Vejmelka able to slow this one behind his own net for Kesselring. Minute 45 left in the Utah power play. Keller, he'll dump this one back for Schmaltz. Schmaltz cutting up the middle with speed. He'll get this to Doan left side, trying to chip it in front, instead blocked away by Sanderson, I believe. Will be Sanderson. He'll clear it up out of the zone. Cooley with a great attempt there to prevent Norris from a clear entry into the zone. He'll get it regardless. Tied up behind the Utah net as another penalty is called. This one on Cooley. So we'll play 4-on-4. Cooley taking a 2-minute tripping against Norris. So that one tying up the, or evening out the power play for Ottawa. It'll be a minute 24 of 4-on-4. And then what is that? About 36 seconds for Ottawa on the power play, if I can do the math right. 11:08 left in the second. We'll see if anything happens here, but good on Ottawa at least to kind of have that what's the word? Draw that penalty against Utah there. Left side draw in the Utah zone, one back by Utah. They'll clear it up out. It'll be tied up along the right side point outside the Ottawa zone. Pushed in, but Stützle able to gain control back at his own red line. He'll give this one to Tkachuk, circling his own zone. Over to Sanderson now. Long pass across to Norris, moving up over the line. Utah able to regain control. Here comes Hayton moving in all alone. Cutting in, shot. That one saved away by Marilainen. Centering feed for Sanderson. He'll double back in his own zone. 50 seconds of 4-on-4. Sanderson cutting up with it. He'll get this one over to Tkachuk. In the slot, takes a shot right into the glove of Vejmelka. He'll hold for the save. Great chance there for Hayton, just cutting up over the line all alone. Has the entire time in the world to him. Same vein there. Great effort by Marilainen to track that puck the whole way, keep this game tied at 0. Got 50 seconds left in the 37 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And that'll be about 30 for Ottawa on the power play. Shot sitting 20-11 in favor of Utah, looking at second specifically, 7-2. Left side draw, Utah zone, tied up at the dot just for a second. Ottawa will regain control. Clevens with it. He'll double back to neutral ice. I'll give this one over to Batherson, back to Clevens. Right at his own blue line. Chip back up to Batherson. Moves up over the line. Thought he doubled back in time, but that one will be an offsides for Ottawa. 20 seconds now in the 4-on-4. 10:04 left in the second. Okay. We'll see if on this shortened power play opportunity, if Ottawa is able to at least maintain pressure in the Utah zone. Even during this 4-on-4, they've been really kind of standoffish with it, not wanting to push into the zone. We'll see what happens. Was a left side draw outside the Utah zone, one back by Utah into their own zone, but Ottawa will regain control. Sanderson a shot. Norris looking for the rebound, won't find it. 5 seconds in the 4-on-4. Utah racing up the other way to see if they can get anything real quick. We dumped in by Schmaltz. 35 seconds for Ottawa on the power play. Sanderson moving up with it. We'll move in right side, doubling that one back down to Tkachuk at the right side point. Get it back to Sanderson as he moves back down to the right side point now. Up to Norris. He'll find Sanderson in the slot, trying to cut in with a shot saved by Vejmelka, and he'll hold for the save. 14 seconds now on the Ottawa power play. 9:22 left in the second. Shouldn't be able to do too much on this power play here, as there is only 12 seconds. But at the bottom line, you're going to have the offensive zone draw. You're for Ottawa, you're going to have that offensive zone draw. If you can win that and maintain the pressure, even though you're going from 5-on-4 back to 5-on-5, that might be what they need in this period to jumpstart something here and hopefully get that pressure back in their favor. Speak of the devil, that one back by Utah, looking to clear, but kept in by Zub. Kept in along the right side boards, back to him. It'll get over to Chabot. 3 seconds on the power play. Deep for Stützle. Back to Chabot at the point. This power play cleared off. Takes a shot. This one goes wide. Zub coming in to grab it. He'll double it back to Batherson. Throws this one at the net. Vejmelka able to grab it, and he'll hold for the save. Tkachuk in front of the net, trying to fight for a rebound there, but won't find it. So Utah with the initial power play opportunity, can't do much with it. And then 4-on-4 evens it up for us. Nothing happens on that one. And finally, Ottawa with 30 seconds, still not able to do much of it. So really not much happened over those few power play opportunities, still tied at 0. As it stands now, we'll see if in these last 9 minutes of the second here, if any team can really jumpstart that offense and get a goal in and hopefully maintain that lead. See what happens. Listening to Utah Ottawa on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. .59 left in the second. Both teams coming off a power play, then a 4-on-4, and then another power play. Nothing happened for either team on any of those. Shots currently sitting 20-14 in favor of Utah, 7-5 in the second for Utah. So good to see Ottawa on those chances there, at least bringing the offense back over these last few minutes. We'll see with the offensive zone draw here if they can win this one back and get something going. Right side draw in the Utah zone. Puck finally dropped, tied up at the dot. Ottawa trying to fight for it. Instead, it'll bounce back to the right side point for Chabot. Throwing this one, looking for a tip. It'll go wide. Norris will keep it in along the right side boards. He'll take a bounce to Krause, and this one moved out of the zone. Shabbat will grab it right at center ice, dump this one back in. McBain looking to clear, will trickle over the Utah blue line. Back to Shabbat, though. He'll dump it in left side again. Tied up along the right side boards, Giroux trying to fight for it. Utah able to clear it and regain control of it at the same time. McBain trying to move this one in. He barely kept in along the left side boards, trying to dump it in further, but Perron able to block it up to Gregg. Tied up along the left side or right side boards, right outside the Utah zone. Dump back. Vejmelka will hold this one over for Bukestad. Quick pass over to Kesselring, but this one taken away by Ottawa, but play blown dead. There'll be a penalty called. 2 minutes for a slash on somebody. On Ottawa, so Utah back to the power play. Norris, the one taking the slash call. Utah power play, there it is. So just as soon as everybody's off the power play opportunities, Utah back to it. We'll see if they can prevent another 4-on-4 case here, and maybe this will be the one that sparks the offense. There's been chances for both teams so far tonight, just nobody really taking that next step and getting that first goal. See if this power play is what Utah needs. Left side draw, Ottawa zone. Be one back by Ottawa. Sanderson will get to it first, looking to clear right side, and he will, all the way back down to the Utah end as the score bug is still broken. Kesselring back in his own zone. He'll dump this one back for Schmaltz, moving up with it. Pass across to Keller, just goes wide. Here comes Pinto up the other way. He's got Gregg with him. Pass over to Gregg. Shot, and that one bar down and in. So Ottawa takes advantage of the Utah power play, and they take the lead instead. Off a beautiful rush there by both Pinto and Gregg. 2-on-1. Beautiful pass across to him and just bar down and in. Picked away right at the Ottawa blue line, to the races they go. Vejmelka doesn't even know where that one ends up. Gregg, his 7th of the season, shorthanded. Pinto with the assist, his 9th. And Utah still on the power play after all of that. So Ottawa strikes first finally off a bad pass into the Utah, or into the Ottawa zone by Utah. We'll see what happens here. Marino, he'll double this one back to Hayton. 1:25 left in the Utah power play. Definitely now looking for something. Maselli passes this one, or gets this one over to Bukestad, it looked like. Back over to Maselli. Deep for Kraus. Back down to the left side point. Scorebug gone again. Over to Hayton. Down at the right side point, holding with it. They'll find Kraus looking for a tip in front. It'll be tipped up into the netting instead by Ottawa there. So Utah not able to do, or able to get in the zone, get some pressure, looking for that centering feed, but just can't find it pretty much at the 1 yard line there. About a minute, I think, on the power play because the scorebug's gone and the app's way ahead, so who knows anymore. Hey, it's back. 1 minute exactly left on the power play. 7:10 left in the second. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone, tied up at the dot, but Ottawa able to regain control, barely clearing this one out. Maselli will regain control back in the Utah end for Marino, chipping this one up to Bukestad, tied up at the line. Ottawa able to push it out. Gregg racing for a second, but won't find it. Kraus getting this one in left side boards. Ottawa looking to clear. It'll take a bounce all the way to the Utah zone. 35 seconds left on the Utah power play. 6:44 left in the second. Maselli, he'll leave this one back for Keller. Keller cutting in, leaves this to Maselli. Right at the line, Marino will keep it in. Trying to get this one back up. Ottawa able to steal this one away, and all the way down to the Utah zone it goes. Vejmelka, pressured by Pinto, will push this into the right side corner as both teams go for a slight change here. Marino leaves this one back for Keller. 5 seconds. We'll see if Utah can at least get into the Ottawa zone. They will. Tagged along the left side boards. Penalty killed off. Keller looking for one in front. It'll take a bounce, and it's in. Alrighty then. Utah ties it up, I guess. Off another miraculous bounce. We'll see on the replay here how exactly that went in. But Keller pretty much from left side corner just kind of throws it for a centering feed. And let's see here. Keller cuts in. He leaves it for Schmaltz moving at the line. Oh, pretty much nobody on the ice knew where that one was. Giroux looked to be diving for it, and Greg at the same time. It takes a bounce just right in front. Marilainen, nobody in front of the net knew where that one was. So, alrighty then, guess we're tied up. They're giving that one to Keller, his 18th of the year. We'll see who they give the assist to, I guess, whenever they figure it out. All right, we're tied up. Opening ice or center ice draw, one back by Utah, dumping this one in right side. Ottawa able to clear this one back out though. Ostapchuk racing for it. Cole will get to it first. Tied up left side corner. Utah looking to regain control. They will. Stenlin with a long pass. Hayton able to chip this one into the zone a little further. Clevens will get to it first. Trying to push it out right side. He will. Utah will get to it first back of their own zone. And that one will be icing. Assists on that Keller goal. Mata his 10th of the season. And Marino his 3rd. So let's see again on the replay. Yeah, it just, Keller tries to get it in front to Marino, it looked like, and it hits both the sticks of Giroux and Greg at the same time, or the sticks of both of them, and just bounces right to the front. Nobody knows where that one ended up. That's 2 goals of the last couple games that Utah couldn't do again if they tried. That other one being the one during the Minnesota game. Utah trying to clear it up out of their zone, but right at the line, kept in by Ottawa. Pass over to Tkachuk, that's picked away. Utah back up the other way. Bukestad and Hayton trying to get something going. Ottawa able to steal this. McBain looks for it, but it catches an edge back in the zone for Ottawa. Swatted down by Stützle. Gets this one to Tkachuk in the left side corner. Pressured by DeSimone. Krause coming in to help. Tkachuk still with pressure. Finds Stützle at the point. Or finds Stützle right in front. It'll bounce back to the point and all the way to the Ottawa zone. Chabot, the one, not able to keep that one in. Pass just a little too wide for him. Long pass up to Stützle. He's got Giroux to help him. Trying to push this one back to him. It'll be tied up along the left side boards. Utah able to clear it out. Pass to Bukestad. He'll chip this one in right side. Chabot will get to it first behind his own net. 4:33 left in the second. Shot sitting 21-15 in favor of Utah, now tied at 1. Chabot clears this one up along the left side boards. Perron trying to fight for it. Norris will take it away, trying to cut in for a short side goal there. Won't find it. Take a bounce for Marino, it looked like. Or for Mata, he'll push this back behind the Utah net for Marino. Trying to clear this one out right side, kept in by Ottawa. Perron fighting for it. Utah able to poke this one up out of their own zone. Zub with it. He'll chip it up along the left side boards for Greg. Utah will grab it back in their own zones. They're able to poke check that one away. Maselli will dump this one quickly around. Utah will grab it in the left side corner. Cooley, the one fighting for it. Him and Zub in the left side corner. He'll get this one over to Amadio. Trying to clear this one up to Greg. He'll get it out of the zone. Greg now moving in right side. Looks for Pinto in front. Won't find it. All the way up the other way. Here's Cooley moving in with speed. Trying to duke for the backhand right into the glove of Marilainen. An excellent save there by him to keep this game tied. With 3:34 left. I hope they show that one again on replay. Cooley cuts in. Has him right into the glove of Marilainen. An excellent save there. 3:34 left in the second. Now tied up at 1 off Ottawa off the shorthanded rush, and then Utah off pure luck ties this one up. We'll see if anybody can get the leading goal here in the remaining of the second, or if we'll go into the third tied. As it stands, Utah, Ottawa, tied at 1. You're listening to Utah, Ottawa on Utah 101 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. 3:44 left in the second. Utah with a great rush chance. Cooley, the one to cut in, but saved away by Maryline and keeps this one tied at 1. About 3 minutes left. We'll see if anybody can get something going here. Right side draw in the Ottawa zone. One back by Utah. Dump to left side corner. Zub will get to it first. Kesselring catches an edge there, so easy pass by Zub to get this one up out of the zone. Ottawa barely keeps this one at the line. Highmore with it along the right side boards. Back down to Zub. Quick pass over to Sanderson. Dancing back to the left side point. Back to Zub. Throws this one at front. Hits a body instead. Cooley trying to grab this one away. Instead, it'll be Keller that does. DeSimone looking for a long pass. Pinto will pick this one off. Over to Highmore left side. Throws this one at the net. Patted away by Vejmelka. Tied up along the right side board. Schmaltz able to grab it. He'll clear this one all the way back down, trying to get it to O'Brien fresh from the bench, but this one poked back to the Utah blue line. O'Brien will grab it on the second attempt here. 2:49 moving in right side. Left for Stenlin. He'll try and ring this one around a little further. Zub fighting for it behind the Ottawa net. Stenlin will come away with it. Kesselring, a quick shot. That one goes wide. Tied up along the right side boards. Cadet able to push it back to Clevens. Utah keep it in the zone, though. Ostapchuk trying to get this one back behind the Ottawa net. It'll end up right side corner for Clevens. Stenlin trying to dig away at it. Passing around, McBain will grab it now. Deep for Kerfoot in the left side corner. 2:10 now. Back to left side point. A shot takes a couple bounces, but goes wide ultimately. Bringing this one back around to Kerfoot. Zub trying to fight this one away. Back down to the right side point or left side point for Cole. Over to Kesselring. He'll throw this one at the net, but hits too many bodies. Bounces wide for McBain. Kerfoot back down to Cole. Back to Kerfoot along the left side boards. Back to Cole. Kesselring now with it. He'll get this one in the slot for Bukestad. Dropped back for McBain. Finally, Ottawa was able to clear this one out of the zone, but they won't gain control. Cole will push this one back up along the right side boards quickly. Chipping it up to Bukestad. He'll find Kraus trying to cut in with it. This one taken away by Perron. McBain able to steal this one back away. Kept in along the left side boards for Mata, but it'll bounce over a stick and out of the zone. Marino back in the Utah end with it. 1:18. Utah back up the other way. Bukestad trying to move this one in. He'll throw it on net, and Maryline will hold for the save to slow this one down in Ottawa's favor. 1:13 left in the second. 22 shots for Utah, 16 for Ottawa. Utah, great effort on that last rush there to just fight and keep that puck in the zone. You'd love to see it from them. Ottawa at the same time, clearing it out when they can, just not playing as well over these last few minutes. See if in this last minute, Utah with the offensive zone face-off here, if maybe they can throw a couple more at the net, maybe shake Maryline just enough to get one in. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone. See if we can drop this on the second attempt here. One back by Utah. Mata racing in to grab it in the slot. He'll give this over to Marino, right side corner. Shipping it up to Maselli. Pressured by Hamnick, though. Giroux able to grab it. Ottawa looking to clear. Tkachuk fighting for it along the right side boards. Maselli will keep it in. Almost has a centering feed to Cooley. Ultimately doesn't. Tkachuk moving up with it. 53 seconds now. Tries to find Stützle in front with it. Throws a backhand at the net. This one saved away by Vejmelka, and he'll finally hold for the save as it takes a couple bounces off of him. 47.4 now left in the second. This is exactly what Ottawa needs in a situation like this. Not only you win that offensive zone, and now you're moving it up, you're getting some good shots at the net. Great effort by him, especially Tkachuk back in the Ottawa zone. The only one still fighting Maselli for it. Pushes all the way up the right side of the ice and ultimately gets to that net front presence, kind of helping to screen Vejmelka there. Excellent effort by him. We'll see in this last 47, still plenty of time. Left side draw. We'll drop this one a second time. Tkachuk out of the dot. Instead it'll be Stützle. Can't quite see who for Utah, mainly because it's showing Vejmelka and can't read numbers that way. Draw, tied up at the dot just for a second, trying to get this one over to Tkachuk. Ultimately, it will end up behind the Utah net. Giroux catches an edge, and Utah back up the other way. It'll be dumped into the left side corner. 33 seconds now. Ottawa able to regain control. Bad pass in the middle, though. Utah fighting to keep control of it. Cooley looking to get this one over to Keller, instead picked away by Ottawa. Giroux with it, trying to push up the left side boards by himself. Keller with a pass back to Schmaltz, 17 seconds. Leaves this one back to Cooley. He'll double back to his own blue line. Pressed off the puck by Stutzla, but Utah will regain control. Long pass up to Keller through neutralized, trying to find Schmaltz with it. That one will be offsides for Schmaltz. Thought he would have figured he was offsides there. He was completely over the line, didn't even have the puck. So 3.3 this period pretty much over. Will be a left side draw outside of the Ottawa zone. If we just want to finish this one out real quick. Shot sending 23-17 in favor of Utah. Finally, we get all the new players on the ice. Eventually, we'll get this one dropped for 3 whole seconds. Finally, one back by Utah, 2 seconds. And to the shock of nobody, nothing happens in those last 3 seconds. At the end of 40, Utah-Ottawa tied at 1. Final shot sitting 24-17 in favor of Utah. Looking at the second specifically, 11-8 in favor of Utah. Ottawa with an excellent shorthanded rush, setting the tone early. Utah coming back by the power of friendship and luck to get a bounce in. We'll see if in this third here, Utah able to get that offense going fully, or if Ottawa able to get another, maybe a couple more rushes up the other way. Maybe they'll get another shorthanded opportunity. Anything can still happen. As it stands, Utah, Ottawa, tied at 1. You're listening to Utah, Ottawa on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll see you back in about 15 for the third. Welcome back as we get ready to start the third period, tied at 1. Stats before we head into the third. Shots sitting 24-17 in favor of Utah. Breaking that down by period, 13-9 Utah in the first, 11-8 Utah in the second. Face-off sitting 21-17 in favor of Utah. Utah 0 for 3 on the power play, Ottawa 0 for 2. Hits 14-12 in favor of Ottawa, and block shots 15-6 in favor of Ottawa. Both teams playing great through the first 40 minutes. We'll see if they can continue that into the remainder of the game. We'll get there eventually. Looking kind of back, if Utah can keep up the momentum and the offensive pressure they had in the second, they'll be in much better shape. Because for a majority of it, they couldn't. They really prevented Ottawa from just getting in the zone, tightened down the blue line, which is something they've had problems with before. So now that they're building momentum, winning games again, tightening that blue line is critical. They're doing an excellent job of it tonight, especially forcing that puck behind their net when they can't do it, keeping them to the outside, not letting them get those shots. However, at the same time, they've got to capitalize on these power play opportunities. 0 for 3 is not like Utah. I mean, you can't guarantee you're going to get another one, but at the same time, you have to take advantage of them when you have them. And you can't be letting in shorthanded goals. Ottawa takes a lead. It's only tied because of luck. Opening draw, one back by Ottawa. Clevens trying to push this one up the right side. Norris will get it to Batherson, moving up the left side. It'll end up behind the Utah net. Batherson still in control. Mata doing a great job defending against it. We'll take a bounce along the left side boards. Greg trying to regain control. Eventually, he'll get that pass over to Batherson. Back down the left side point for Clevens, over to Matapalo. He'll ring this one around. It'll bounce to Krause along the left side boards, looking to clear, not able to, but Mata will pick it up and move it out of the zone anyway. Bukestad moving in left side. He'll drop it back from McBain. A shot right into the glove of Maryline, and he'll hold. 19:23 now left in the third. It's going to be crucial for who holds the offensive pressure, especially in how tightly this game has been. Whoever can, at minimum, maintain the pressure in the zone, I think is going to come out ahead. Because, bottom line, if your opponent's not in your zone, they can't score. So even if you're just passing it around, maybe it's kept to the outside. In a tied game like this, at least you're not letting your opponent in the zone. 19:23. Eventually, we'll cut away from the shot of Amelka. There we go. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone, one back by Ottawa. Trying to push this one out left side. It'll be tied up along the boards just for a second, but it'll bounce all the way back down to the Utah end. Vamelka will get to it first. Giving this over to Kesselring. Highmore with great pressure, though. Over to Cole now in the right side corner. Chipped up to Cooley. He'll find Schmaltz trying to push this one in. Zub able to glove this one down and out of the zone. Amadio looking for a pass to Highmore. Eventually, they'll get this in left side. Rung all the way around. Amadio will grab it. Trying to take a bounce to Pinto. Instead, Utah regain control. 3-on-2. Keller cutting in. He'll get this over to Cooley. Back up to Keller. Too far, though, for Schmaltz to get that kind of tip in that he wanted there. Bad pass to Zub. This one bounces back to the Utah end for Mata to grab. Over to Marino. 18:35 now left in the third. Long pass by Mata. This one should be an icing, although no, beaten by Doan. He'll keep this one in possession. He'll keep this one in play. Hamnick will get to it behind the Ottawa net, looking to clear it out, but kept in by Mata. Moving up the left side, looking for a tip in front. Tips wide instead. Kachuk will get to it along the right side boards. Can't gain, or will keep control of it. Puck went a little far. Great pressure from Utah to just kind of push him off the puck. They'll bounce this one all the way back down to the Ottawa end on net, so no icing. Ottawa circling back in their own zone. Stutzla with it, trying to pass up through the middle. Will bounce over to Gaudet. Utah will grab it back in their own zone, though, looking to clear right at their own blue line. Pass over to O'Brien goes wide. Clevens will pick it up in the Ottawa end. Over to Matapala. He'll chip this one in along the right side boards. Both teams fighting for it right at the Utah blue line. That one, they'll call off sides on Ottawa there. 17:35 left in the third. Shot sitting 26-17 in favor of Utah. Once again, similar to the start of the second, all Utah on offense. Ottawa, they had the first few minutes of the game where it was all of them, so they've proven they can hold the offense down and keep things rolling in their favor. Just over those last little while, not able to get into the zone, whether that be their own offensive woes or the Utah defense pinning them down. Right side draw outside the Utah zone. This one chipped all the way to the Ottawa end, looking to clear it out right side. Greg will grab it. Long pass over to Matapala. He'll move this one into the Utah end right side with speed. He'll circle the net looking for a shot. That one saved away by Vamelka. It'll take a bounce. Ottawa fighting for it now. DeSimone will push this one to the left side boards. Greg will get to it first. Back to Matapala. He'll push this one all the way to the right side corner. Both teams digging away at along the right side boards. Utah able to come away with it instead. Bukestad trying to push his way in along the left side boards. Looking to cut in front. Nothing there as that one's pushed away by Ottawa. Fighting for it right in the slot. Schmaltz will keep it in just for a second. He'll bounce back to the Utah bench. Kesselring will come to grab it. He'll move it back into his own zone. Cole, he'll chip this one up over to Schmaltz. Long pass, nobody there. Won't catch the red line, so no icing. Sanderson will get to it first, looking for a long pass. This one hits, or no, that will be an icing. Thought might have bounced off the net there, but nope, that will be an icing on Ottawa. Just not able to get things going after those first few minutes. So we'll see if they can get anything. At the bottom line, they're keeping the defense good, which in a tied game could be worse. Utah's getting in the zone. They're getting some rushes, shots on net, but the Ottawa defense keeping this tied. Marilainen playing great in net. So at least if you're not going to get the offense going and keep that zone presence, at least have your defense be good. And Ottawa doing a great job at that. Left side draw in the Ottawa zone. Pinto, Cooley on the draw. Puck drop tied up the dot. Pinto able to push this one back to Sanderson. Circling his own net, exiting the zone right side. Chipped up right back to Sanderson. Kesselring trying to poke check this one away. It'll end up back behind the Utah net. Looking for a centering feed there. A quick little shot. Another one from an angle. Both saved away by Vamelka. Pinto and Highmore, the two there, throwing shots at the net. Utah pushes one to the right side of their own zone. Nobody there. Cooley will grab it. Kind of a daring pass right into the center slot there for Keller. Back to Kesselring. Over to Cole. Utah waiting to change everybody. Finally, they'll chip this one on nets. No icing. Shabbat will get to it first, looking to push this one up out of his own zone. Here comes Ottawa up the other way. It's Giroux up the left side, looking for a centering feed to Hamonic. He'll take the shot and goes wide. Pass over to Doan, left side in his own zone, looking to clear it. He will, but Hamonic will pick that one away and neutralize, but so does Utah after they try and pass it. Left side corner of the Ottawa zone. Selly for Mata. That one goes wide. He'll take a bounce behind the net. Marilainen diving, and he'll hold that one for the save. 15-16 now left in the third. Really been all Utah so far. Looking at shots it's been more Utah offensive pressure. Shots would tell you otherwise, 3-2 in favor of Utah. But Ottawa just not able to get that sustained pressure in the zone. Utah doing exactly what they should do at a time like this. Get in the zone, keep the pressure, throw the shots at the net. Shake up Marilainen, maybe you hope for another lucky bounce here. Left side draw, Ottawa zone, tied up at the dot. It'll be poked into the left side corner. Kerfoot fighting against the boards to keep this one in. Will take a bounce, kept in at the line just barely by DeSimone. He'll give this one up to Kerfoot, pressured down by Matapala. He'll give it around to O'Brien. He'll push it right side for Valimaki. Trying to get it back to O'Brien. Clevens with great defense. He's got Norris there to help him as well. Clevens will come away with it. Looking to clear it out right side. DeSimone coming up from the point to help. Instead, this one poke checked back to Valimaki in his own zone. Just chipped in right side as Utah goes for a change. Kerfoot with light pressure. Long pass up by Ottawa. Will take a bounce into the left side corner. Nobody there but Kessler having to grab it. 14.5 left in the third now. McBain trying to push this one up, but instead will bounce into the benches, so play blown dead. 14-26 left in the third. Shot sitting 27-19 in favor of Utah. Ottawa now getting that offensive pressure. Getting it into the Utah zone, it's a start. If they can maintain it into the zone, that'll be better, but they're not in their own, so it's something for them. Left side draw, Utah zone, one back by Utah. Cole will get to it first, ringing this one around to McBain. He'll dump this one into neutral ice. Ottawa will grab it first. It's Sanderson with it. Circling back behind his own net. He's got Zoo back with him. Pass over to Batherson in his own red line. Chipping this one up right outside the Utah zone. It'll be poked in by Ottawa. Looking to clear, won't be able to. Ostapchuk doubling this one back to Zoo. Back to Ostapchuk in the middle. Poked into the right side corner. Great job by Utah to just keep this one to the outside. Greg trying to fight for it. It'll bounce back to Kesselring. He'll chip this around to Bukestad, looking to clear this one out. Kraus not able to swing this one down. Would have ended up would have been wide anyway, but too slow for the icing. Zub able to push this one back to Sanderson. Back behind his own net, moving up with it. Up over the red line, he dumps this one in left side, rings around to Mata first. He'll get this one back to Keller. Keller, a chip across, trying to find Cooley. He'll bounce on net. Marilainen, he'll decide to just hold for the save there. 13:20 now left in the third as they go back to commercial. All Utah pretty much in the beginning of the third here, but still tied at 1 thanks to the Ottawa defense and Marilainen at times. See if Ottawa can get control back in their favor, get in the Utah zone, start throwing things at the net, or if Utah can catch a lucky bounce again, or just shoot it at the net and actually have it go in normally for once. Regardless, tied at 1, you're listening to Utah Ottawa on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. Around 13 to play left in the third, tied at 1. Utah with all the offensive pressure, but Ottawa having the defense stand tall, prevent anything from hitting the net pretty much. 13:20, left side draw in the Ottawa zone, one back by Ottawa. Sanderson, he'll move this around his net. Looking for a long pass up through center ice. It'll take a bounce. Schmaltz will grab it, pushing it right back into the Ottawa zone. Marilainen will grab it behind his own net, pushing it along the left side boards up to Amadio. Utah keep it in the zone, though, just for a second. Amadio back with it, looking to clear. He will. Long pass across. Sanderson, a shot thrown at the net, looking for the rebound there as Highmore won't find it, just can't get enough on his stick. Ends up in the left side corner for Valimaki. Pass up to Schmaltz. He'll move this one back to Sanderson. Sanderson, he'll slow back in his own zone as he waits for the change. He's got Zoo back with him. Waiting for the change, pass up to Giroux. Up over to Stutzla, over to Giroux, moving in, backhand, and he scores. Beautiful little move there by Giroux, and Ottawa takes the lead again. Great effort there by Ottawa, just patiently waiting. They get the pass up to Stutzla, cuts pretty much right into the middle. Nice backhand over to Giroux. Has all the time in the world he needs on that side. Yeah, 3 Utah defenders all on Stutzla. Just leaves Giroux completely open along the left side boards. Stutzla sees this, moves in, backhand, and it's in. Giroux, his 10th of the season. We'll see who gets the assists here in a minute. Well, Stutzla gets one, and it should be Sanderson and Giroux, and Stutzla. Opening draw, one back by Utah, but dumped into their zone. Tied up along the right side boards. Perron throws one to the net, but that one goes wide. Another one thrown to the net, but that goes wide as well as it takes a bounce. Tied up along the right side boards. Both teams digging away at it. Utah able to come away. Kerfoot into the Utah end. Can't do much with it. Taken away by Gaudette. Pass up to Perron. Perron throws this one to the net. Goes wide completely. Another one thrown to the net. That one wide as well. Utah able to pick that one off and clear it out of their own zone. Trying to get it to O'Brien along the left side boards. Won't be able to do much with it. Will be bounced back into the Utah end for Coles. Both teams go for a change. Stutzla and Sanderson with the assists, their 31st and 25th, respectively. Utah looking to push this one in right side. It will bounce all the way behind the Ottawa net. Maryline looking to move this one out right side. Not able to push back behind the Ottawa net. Instead, it'll be Montepallo that gets to it first. Dumped all the way down to the Utah end. Kessling looking to move it out left side. Bounced just enough for Krause to grab it. Moving up the other way, looking for a centering feed. Won't find it. Montepallo get to it first. Can't clear it all the way around. Clevens will be kept in by Valimaki. 2-on-1 though. Can't do much. Finds Bukestad. Will take a bounce in front. Play blown dead. Should be a penalty there. And it will be. Ottawa going to the power play. It'll be Valimaki to the box for Utah, it looks like. Believe a tripping on Batherson. Yes, Valimaki taking a 2-minute tripping against Batherson. So Ottawa with the golden opportunity to really turn the tide of this game in their favor. If they can get anything on this power play here, that will be crucial. 11:01 left in the third. Shot sitting 28-21 in favor of Utah. Right side draw in the Utah end. Be Giroux and Kerfoot on the draw, it looks like. Tied up the dot, poked back. Sanderson not able to keep it in. It rolls all the way back to the Ottawa blue line, so they'll regroup and try this again. Sanderson cuts up in the middle himself, moves left side, leaves this one for Tkachuk, it looks like. Throws this one at the net, goes wide. Trying to get this one over to Giroux, not able to. It'll bounce back to Tkachuk in the right side corner. Throws this one over to Giroux at the right side point. Finds Sanderson left side point. Back to Giroux up the right side. Quick little passes in front. Batherson the shot. That one saved away by Vejmelka. Utah able to clear all the way to the Ottawa red line. Maryline will leave this one for Sanderson. 1:20 left in the Ottawa power play. 10:20 left in the third. Batherson finds Stutzla over to Tkachuk up the left side. Back down to the left side point for Sanderson. Moves up into the slot. Pass across to Stutzla. Looks like quick little passing for another one in front. Won't find it. Batherson deep with it over to Stutzla. Back to Sanderson. Here's Giroux along the right side with it. Pressured by Utah, though. He'll find Sanderson at the point. Stutzla trying to cut up through the middle. He'll dump it deep instead. Ottawa trying to poke it into the middle. Utah will grab it, and they clear it all the way back down. 3:40 left in the third now. Not much left on the Ottawa power play. Shabbat cutting around with it. 30 seconds left in the Ottawa power play now. Norris chips this one in right side. It'll bounce back behind the net. Vejmelka will grab it, looking to clear it out left side. Kept in line, though. All the way across for Gaudette. Throws this one, hits a stick of Mata and bounces wide. Shabbat a big one right into Vejmelka. He'll hold for the save. 9:17 left in the third. 16 seconds left on the Ottawa power play. Regardless of if they get anything going on this one or not, they've done exactly what they need. They have the lead. They have the power play. They're going to have the offensive zone draw here. If they can just keep this in the Utah zone for as long as possible, that's exactly what they need. See what happens. 9:17 left in the third. 16 left in the Ottawa power play. Left side draw in the Utah end. Tied up with the dot, we pushed up along the left side boards. Both teams digging away at it. Marino gets this one to Stenlin, looking to clear. Hits the ref. Kept in the zone because of it. Over to Hamnick. One. That one goes up over the net instead. 1 second. That power play is killed off. Left side looking for a centering feed. Looking for a tip or anything. Won't find it. Valimaki able to push this one out of the zone. Shabbat will grab it back in the Ottawa end. 8:45 left in the third now. Utah down 1. Chipped in along the left side board slowly by Ottawa. Utah able to regain control. Here they come up the other way. It's Keller cutting into the middle. He'll double back along the line with it. Pass over to Valimaki, not able to hold it on the first attempt. Pressured off the puck there by Highmore. Chipped up and Ottawa's out of the zone with it. Over to Amadio looking for a centering feed to Pinto there, or to Sanderson. Gets the backhand, but that one saved away by Vejmelka. Ottawa with the power play opportunity, it doesn't do much on it, but they have the leading goal off a beautiful little backhand by Giroux. We'll see if Utah can regain the pressure in their favor and tie this game up, or if Ottawa takes the win tonight and the season series. As it stands now, Ottawa up 2-1. You're listening to Utah, Ottawa on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. Around 8 left to play in the third. Utah down 1 and Ottawa swinging the momentum back in their favor. See if Utah can kind of switch it back to their favor and get this one out of their own zone, keep that offensive pressure in the Ottawa end. Left or right side draw in the Utah zone, one back by Utah, but tied up along the boards. Finally, it'll take a bounce. Hayton will move this one out, chipping this one in left side, ringing it around to the right side board. Shabbat trying to fight for it. Will be Giroux that tries to move this one down the line. Maselli looking to keep this one in, but not able to. It'll be bounced out to the Utah blue line. 8 minutes left in the third now. Mata looking to push this one up. Maselli will grab it. He'll dump this right side corner. Shabbat will get to it first. Trying to push this one back around the net to Hamnick. Bounce to the left side boards and cleared out. Marino will grab it back in the Utah end. Quick pass up. Here's Mata moving in. Back down to Maselli. A quick shot from the point. That one goes wide. Saved away by Maryline. And here's Norris back up the other way. Pass across the left side. Shot right. No, that one does go wide. Thought it was into the glove of Vejmelka there, but just wide. 7:20 left in the third. Shot sitting 29-24 in favor of Utah. Trying to chip this one into the Ottawa zone. Takes a couple bounces. Ottawa pushes it right back out. Cole will get to it first. Pushing it over to Bukestad. Chipped up into the Utah end, but can't do much with it. Clevens gets to it first. He'll clear this one to the Utah end. Kessling will get to it first. No icing. Chipped up to McBain. He'll find Bukestad. Pushing it into the left side corner. It'll bounce behind the Ottawa net. Looking to be moved out right side. Utah not able to keep it in. Ottawa up the other way. Here's Giroux with it. Looking for two. Takes a tip and looks for a tip in front. Stops right for Tkachuk. And he'll put it in. Looks like that shot for Giroux got saved and then just kind of stopped. And Tkachuk able to tap in the easy little rebound there. Yeah, let's see on the replay here. Giroux moving up the right side, throws this one at the net. Oh, it's Stutzla trying to tip this one in. Instead, tips it right into the skate of Vamelka, and then pretty much stops on a dime right there. Kachuk, of course, right at that net front presence, taps it in for an easy goal. Ottawa taking a 2-goal lead. Kachuk, his 19th of the season. Stutzla and Giroux with the assists, their 32nd and 23rd respectively. Stutzla also his second assist of the night. Ottawa looking to push it into the Utah zone, but that one offside, so they'll get another one outside the zone. 6:33, Utah is going to need a little more than a lucky bounce if they want to come back into this one. After really controlling the first little bit of the period, just had nothing from them over these last few minutes. Just Ottawa finally able to regain that control they've been looking for all night. Right side draw outside the Utah zone, one back by Ottawa, dumped in behind the Utah net. Vamelka will push it to the left side. Trying to get it over to Cole. He'll clear it up out of the zone to Keller. Tied up right outside the line, though. Amadio fighting for it. Bounces back over to Kraus. He'll dump this one up to Schmaltz in front for Keller. Not able to regain control, though. That one poke checked away by Amadio. Pinto will dump this one in right side. Valimaki and DeSimone will get to it first. He'll bounce this one over to Keller along the right side boards. Back to Valimaki behind the Utah net as they go for a change. 5:50 left in the third. Utah is going to need to get the offense going quickly here. Not able to on this attempt. Clear blocked by Ottawa. Dumped right back into the Utah end, though they don't do much with it either. Utah picked away in neutral ice. It's Greg with it now. Back over to Shabbat. He'll move this one over to Norris right side. Him and Valimaki fight for it. Norris will regain control. Back down the right side point for Hamonic. Over to Shabbat left side. Throws this one towards the net. Bounce wide. Batherson trying to grab it. Instead, Cole will move it down the left side boards to Kerfoot. Flicking this one out of the zone. Hamonic will get to it first. O'Brien with pressure, but leaves him. Batherson right back to Hamonic. As Ottawa just kind of circling their own zone with it now. Shabbat will wait behind the Ottawa net as they go for a change. 4:55 left in the third now. Pass up to Hamnick. That one not caught. Another bounce off a ref there. Maselli able to grab it, and he moves it up out of the Utah zone. Hayton moving up the left side with speed. Doubles back. Forced to ring this one around instead. Sanderson will pick it off behind the Ottawa net. Moving up out of the zone with it. Cuts into the middle. Tries to get this one over to Stutz. He'll pick up his own pass instead. Giroux trying to baseball this one around the zone, instead picked away by Utah, trying to find a pass over to Maselli. Zub able to push it up along the right side boards and dumped into the Utah end instead. 4:20 left in the third now. Kesselring holding behind his own net. Greg with pressure. They just wait for the change. Pass up to Schmaltz, barely able to get that one out of his own zone, but moving up with speed. Cuts into the middle, drops this one back to Cooley. Cooley, a quick shot, that one goes wide. Ottawa able to push this one out along the left side. DeSimone will grab it. Gregg, the one able to clear that one for Ottawa. Mata will chip this one up. Cooley will chip it into the zone, but can't gain control as he just misses that pass. Ottawa clears this all the way back down the Utah end again. Trying to push this one through neutralized. Cooley forced to double back into his own zone. He'll give it to Mata. 3:35 left in the third now. DeSimone at the left side dot with it. Great pressure by Amadio or Giroux there. Will be Amadio, the one with pressure. I saw it with the 2 on the jersey. Couldn't tell who that was. We'll take a bounce back to the Utah blue line. We'll try on this attempt to get something going. Bukestad ties up along the left side dot. Tries to move deep with it. McBain looking to dig it around. Hamnick will grab that right off the boards instead. Looking to clear, and they will. Down to the Utah end. 3:05 left in the third now. Utah deep into the Ottawa zone, or at least they try to get deep with it. Deep pass. We tied up right at the left side point. Bukestad, McBain, Valimaki fighting for it. Zub, Kachuk, and can't see who else for Ottawa. Doesn't matter. Bounces back to the Utah line. Cole, he'll just hold back in his own zone. You got to wonder if they're waiting to see if they want to pull the goalie or not. Although, at the rate they haven't been able to get pressure, I don't even know if that's the greatest idea for Utah. Cooley, he'll fling this one around to Kessering. He'll dump this one deep. There's Vamelka to the bench. Shot thrown in front on Marilainen. Puck still free. Ottawa able to clear this one down. Goes wide of the empty net. Not even going to clear icing. Barely gets to the right side dot. 2:10 left in the third. Marino, quick pass up to Keller. He'll dump this one in right side. Hayton with a burst of speed gets to it first. Looks for a quick backhand. Won't find it. Leaves it for Cooley, cutting right side. He'll dump this back to the right side point. Here's Schmaltz left side with it now. Up to Kessering, back to Schmaltz. Cut over to Marino. In the middle for Schmaltz. Now shot. That one goes wide. Looking for a quick rebound. Neither team has it. Marilainen able to grab it. He'll make the save. And he'll hold. Great effort there by Marilainen. I think he sees it at the last second as either Keller or anybody in the scrum there in front able to get a piece of it and just throws his whole body, keeps that puck out of the net. See on the replay here. Takes a bounce. Both teams digging away at it, and eventually it ends up right in front of Marilainen, able to dive for that save. So around a minute 46, I believe, left in the third. Yes, it'll be a minute 36, or minute 46, I can count. Shot sitting 31-27 as Utah uses their timeout. Down a pair, it's going to take a miracle, especially considering that first goal off a complete fluke of a bounce. Ottawa able to control shots in the third, currently sitting 10-8 in favor of them, looking at the third specifically. Looking at some of the other stats here during the timeout here. Giveaways currently sitting at 22-13 in favor of Utah. So that could, be one of the many reasons they are performing as well tonight. You got to remember, giveaways not necessarily just, we made a bad pass, though there have definitely been plenty of those tonight. Additionally, could be failed dump and chase attempts, which could be even worse for Utah in that way. Get control of it, and they're not able to keep it as they try and dump it. So we'll see in this last minute 46 if they can do anything with it. Or if Ottawa immediately wins this faceoff, dumps it right to the empty net, and this game pretty much is over. Right side draw. It'll be Norris and Stenlin on the draw. Minute 46, Utah down 2. Puck finally dropped, one away by Utah. Poke checked into the right side corner. Both teams digging away at it. Schmaltz will race for it as it ends up left side. Kesselring pushing that back down to Keller at the slot. Big shot from the right side. That one saved away by Marilainen, looking for the rebound, but he'll catch that one as well. Minute 33 now left in the third. Utah with a couple quality chances on that one. So at least their heart's in the right place. We'll see on the replay here how close that rebound was. As they get it around to the left side, back down to the slot. Quality rebound there for Utah, but Marilainen just gets in the right place at the right time. Right side draw again. This one tied up with the dot, one back by Ottawa. Misses the empty net by mere millimeters. So an icing on Ottawa. Back to the Ottawa zone we go for the faceoff. Minute 25 now left in the third. It was a golden opportunity there. Fight during the faceoff pretty much. Poke checks that one out to the slot, and Ottawa moves with it. They know if they get, as far as they're concerned, they have won this game at this point, but they know if they get that empty net, it's guaranteed over. Not that, let's be honest, not that it's already over. Right side draw, Norris, Stenlin again. Minute 25, Utah down 2. Puck finally dropped, tied up. It'll squeak back to Utah. Kessler will grab it back to the slot, throws it in front, looks for a rebound, won't find it. It'll bounce to the right side corner. Sanderson looking to clear, he will. Kessler racing for it. He got Pinto right on his tail. Keller able to grab it back in his own zone, over to Schmaltz. A minute 08 left. Moves this one in left side. Sanderson will get to it first, looking to clear it out right side, kept in by Hayton. 1 minute left in the third. Hayton back down to Kessler at the right side. He'll find Keller right in the slot. Over to Cooley, misses on that pass, though. Trying to ring it around to Hayton, not able to. Schmaltz will push it right back to the right side corner for Cooley. Back down to Kesselring, takes a shot. That one kind of whiffs on it. It'll get deep. It doesn't go on net at all. Sanderson, Schmaltz fighting for it as it ends up along the right side boards. Ottawa just trying to pin this one, kill time. 34 seconds left. Bounce back to Kesselring. Madio with great pressure right at the line. Hayton looks for a couple in front. Merlinen does maintain control, and he will hold for the save. 27 seconds now left in the third. Utah was a good fight, but Ottawa doing exactly what they need to do, just pitting that one up against the boards as long as possible. Just really, you got 20 seconds. Prevent anything from coming at the net, and that's exactly what they're doing. We'll see if they're able to win this one and get that empty net, or if Utah can maybe try and bring this within one in the last few seconds here. Norris Stenlin again, right side draw. Same story. This one to the right side corner this time. Sanderson looking to clear it. Kept in by Utah just for a second. Will be cleared to neutralize Keller. He'll dump this around. Stenlin will push it right back into the zone. 15 seconds now left in the third. He'll take a bounce back to neutralize. Nobody there, but doesn't have the wheels to go for the empty net either. Stenlin very slowly. He'll get back to it in his own zone. 4 seconds. Quick little pass as they get it right back into the zone, throwing this one at the net. And that will be the game. Ottawa takes the season series against Utah, winning this one not 4-0, instead winning it 3-1. Great effort by Utah at points tonight, just couldn't get anything going at certain times. That Ottawa defense, great job of pinning Utah down. Final shot sitting at 34-27 in favor of Utah, 10-10 in the third. Next game for Utah, they're back home on Wednesday to take on Pittsburgh in a 4-game homestand. However, there will not be a call for Wednesday or Friday's game, so I believe the second against the Blues should be the next call for me. Let's see here. Yes. So meet me back here February 2nd against the St. Louis Blues, the third of 4 games on the next Utah homestand. We'll see if they can beat Pittsburgh and Columbus and hopefully gain their way back up the stat board, or the standings. And yes, with Ottawa's win tonight, they do move up to third in the Atlantic, actually, pushing Boston down into that first wildcard spot. So this fight in the East for playoffs, just wild, all things considered. Couldn't tell you the last time I've seen Ottawa third in the conference, or third in the division. So great to see on them. As for me, I have been Taryn Holmes. This is Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Have yourself a good rest of the evening, and I'll see you back here February 2nd.